Hey folks, yeah, I got back, had some food here, re-energized a little bit, decided to finish off all those pins on the through-hole components like the memory and the SIM socket so that we could go straight into the actual boot up test here. I did do another visual inspection. I did not see any bridging on the chips that have been installed, but who knows, might have something still. Let's switch it over to the overhead cam. So you see we've got our power adapter board here from Will at KMac Islands. Or Will at KMac Vintage, excuse me, Cayman Islands. And we've got that hooked up. I've got it plugged in. We've got power plugged in. And I've got this hooked up to speaker, so if it does chime, hopefully we hear it. So I guess no time like the present. We'll give it a switch and we'll see what happens here. Let's keep an eye on that LED. Nothing. Try the switch. Oh, I heard it. Oh, on and off. There's a short. Ooh, a bad one. Ooh, that was not good. Interesting. Tantalum exploded. Why did a tantalum explode? That's a 47.6 volt. It's in the correct orientation according to the silkscreen. Let me just check. Interesting. The silkscreen, I think, is wrong. And I say that because I'm looking at an original board and the positive is completely the other way around. So let me just zoom in here and we'll show you. It's the first time I've had a tantalum blow up. So, let's do the microscope. That's probably going to be the easiest. I'm also going to unplug this real quick. Okay. So, bringing up the microscope. Yes. Hey, Craig. Yeah, so it's on backwards, but it's not. Because if you look at the silk screen, if I can find it here, we've got the line, and it's pointing to positive. This is on the remake. Now, let's look at an original board. See here? Same capacitor, but look at the positive. It's pointing towards the SCSI power. Same one, different orientation. So I'm wondering if he had the silk screen wrong. Oh, hey, Will. I thought it was Craig. Yes, there's an error on the reloaded board. Okay. Well, I wish I had known that ahead of time. But, you know, now I got that lovely aroma of blown up tantalum. So let's pull this guy off and we'll put on a replacement. All right. Get this out of the way. Let's take this exploded one off and we will flip it around the other way. Silkscreen wrong. Yes, definitely. Definitely the case here. So, are there any others, Will, that I should be aware of before I try this again? Get that guy off. That is very, very explodey. I'm just going to steal it off of this board. We will be reloading this one anyway, so since I have the part, why not just take it? All right, so. Nope, no other errors to look for. Okay, perfect. Will, while I've got you here, someone in the previous video had asked how they get their hands on these boards. I know you were kind enough to send us some because you had ordered some for yourself. Is there anyone that you know that's selling these that people might be able to pick them up for themselves? Or is it just basically you have to kind of find someone that's doing an order and hop on with them? For this one, I used these. Here, I'll actually just bring it up on the camera. I used the original RAM sockets because these were the metal clips on this one. So I just used the original ones on this board. I'm probably going to use the ones you provided on the next board because these have the plastic clips, and I'd rather use the ones you provided because they have the metal clips instead. Nobody's selling, but I will be ordering more soon. Okay, so just in case that person is still around, we'll be ordering some more soon. So would it be okay if they reached out to you, Will, if no one else is selling any? Let's get this under the microscope. There we go. So we'll do exactly the opposite of what it has listed. There we go. All right. Placement cap is on. Whew, man, pardon me. That is a new stink for me. I have not actually had a tantalum explode yet. So that was new. Okay, let's try this again. Hopefully nothing else got damaged in the process. Guess we'll find out. We got our video. We've got sound. The tantalum is now facing with the positive towards the SCSI connector, just like the original. We've removed our jumper on the ROM select since I don't have any of the ROM EEPROMs in. So we'll flip this back on. Yes, but I'm away from home until January 28th. I'll be in the US for the last 2 weeks of February. Going to be ordering about a week before I return home. Oh, awesome. Okay, so you got the overhead view again. Let's turn it on and see what happens. Ooh. Well, you have an angry sound, but we have a sound, which is more than it was giving us before. So that's something. That's interesting. That sounded more normal. Ooh. Okay. So we've got partial life, but not complete. That sounded normal. That did not. All right, so we've got something not quite right. Well, first and foremost, I'm going to try moving the RAM around because I don't know if any of this is actually good. And since we're not booting into an operating system just yet, I'll start off with the small sticks and see if we get a different result. I think, you know what, I'm going to try and switch us over from the overhead, now that all the fireworks have stopped, and switch us over to the video capture and see, because then I should be able to capture the audio directly, I think. I need a shorter cable for this. This one's a little too long. Here. There we go. Okay. MMU, be sure on correct, and also no loose legs on bridges. Yeah, I have been checking for bridges. I haven't found any yet. I'm going to try with the RAM first and we'll see. I'm going to switch this over to the HDMI capture and we'll try that. Do I see any audio on here? Ooh, well, we got a white flash, but no video. Interesting. Okay, let me switch this back off. I need to hear what it's making a noise, and I haven't got this set up correctly, so let's see what it says when I do this again. It's corrupted. Oh. And now it's shorting again. Hang on. Have I got something on wrong? No. Nope, there's a short now. It's instantly turning off. Okay. Well, it wasn't a second ago, so what's happened? What has happened? Let's take things out. Oops. Do we have anything getting hot? Things are warm. Nothing hot. Well, that's bizarre. So we had the initial problem because this was on backwards because the silk screen's wrong. And now it turns on and then it turns off instantly. Why would that be? Of course, I don't have a thermal camera to see if anything is shorting. So what should I check next here? Switch to top view, okay. Well, I can hook it up again. Try the other RAM. Because we had sound, we had a screen, and then all of a sudden decided it was turning off instantaneously. There's nothing underneath here that would be shorting that I can see. just try that alone. Bridge somewhere or loose leg. For a short like this? Okay. Let me just try it one more time, just out of curiosity. Nope. Instant on off. Interesting. Why would it work before and not now? Well, something has come loose. So, let's bring up the microscope. And we'll see if we can see something. Bridge somewhere. Well, let's take a look at the microscope. Gotta go drive. See you later. Okay, catch you later, Will. Let's take another look for something shorting. I mean, it doesn't really make sense because it was turning on. Unless I touch something. Don't see anything there. Nothing there. I'm streaming again, hon. How you doing? Just gonna watch? Okay.
Do I have to log in?
Hmm?
Do I have to log in to watch?
You could if you want. You missed an explosion.
I smell it.
Yeah. Apparently the silk screen is wrong on that capacitor. It was pointing the opposite direction of the way it should be. So it blew up when I powered it up.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I got to turn on again, and it started with a chime, but now it is not turning on. It's acting like there's a short.
You better get back to it.
Yep. Lots of chips to check. All right. Let's see. Nothing on those. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Okay. The CPU was getting warm, and it was working, so I don't think there's a short on there. I say that, and then what's going on down here? It's just flux. That's clear. RTC looks fine. Could clean that leg up a little. It's not bridging or anything, but it's ugly. Where are you? There you are. That looks better. No bridging. Okay. All right, let's see. Doesn't look like a short there. Well, I definitely know there's a problem in the sound area, because the sound was having an issue. So maybe I should swing back that way. Just checking chips as I go. Nothing is standing out as having a problem. Those look fine. Those look fine. There's some flux on these, but I don't think they're bridged. Let's see. Flux. So no bridging. There may be a bridge here. It's hard to tell. Let's see if I can get that to focus a bit better. Yeah, that looks like it might be a bridge. Or it might be flux. Let's see. No, that's just flux. So no issue there. And this is a big board. No issue there. Pardon me a moment. Sneeze again. Okay. Whereabouts are we here? We're in the sound area. Nothing there. Nothing there. These are all looking fine. Don't know what the green is about. Take that off, whatever it was. Looks fine. Looks fine. No. No. Huh. Odd. Again, there's shininess there, but I don't think that's a bridge. I think that's flux. Okay. Nothing on those. Oh, those are ugly. Let's reflow that. How did that happen? That again. No, it's all a little better, but as nice as I'd like. I do see what appears like one missing solder joint there. Okay, that should be better. No. No. Oof. Haven't spotted anything yet. Let's look through, because I've gone through the chips. The chips all look fine. I mean, I've looked at multiple angles on these and I've yet to spot anything. Doesn't mean there isn't a bridge, it just means I've yet to spot one. Resistor packs, no issues there. Those look fine. That's connected. Bridging there. Just checking the other board, make sure I'm not missing another tantalum that's the wrong way around. No, they seem to match the silk screen. Okay. Well, the only thing we've changed so far is we fixed a misconnection on one of the two sound chips. That shouldn't cause a short. Well, let's see. Has anything changed? Put the ROM back in. Put the power back in. Switch on. Switch on. Oh. So it's back to crashing. Okay. Sounds better. There's definitely got to be a bridge somewhere. Ooh. Okay. Gotta be one somewhere. Let's keep looking. Take everything out. That should help. Am I in the microscope view? Yes, I am. Back to the overhead for a second. There is definitely a bridge somewhere, because it is crashing instantly. Now it is making the chime, which is more than it was when we had it originally. So at least I'm happy about that. Just going to do a quick check on the bottom, make sure I haven't got something silly going on with the memory. And microscope. That's completely out of focus. Much better. Okay. Memory looks connected. Now it could be I've got it in the wrong slot. I don't remember which slot is the correct one. I would think it'd be this bank. I can try putting all of them in. I kind of doubt this will make a difference, but it's worth a try. getting these to sit properly is a bit of a challenge. Yeah, nope, didn't like that one. Try that again. Nope, still doesn't like that. Come on. Then come back out, buddy. Okay. What angle do you want to go in at? There you go. That should be happy. Alright, ram back in. Reseat this, because those tend to have a little bit of a problem, to be fair. Okay. Power that. Oh, I want sound again. Try it. Oh, did something. Do we have any video? No. Something's unhappy. That it's happy. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Let's reseat the ROM again. I really wish I had the proper sockets to be able to put the original ROM in. Not crashing, but not showing anything. That time it crashed. Interesting. Okay, let's go through logical progression here. So there's sound issues. We have the two sound chips, which I can check again to see if we have any other missing legs, because one of them was definitely not connected. So let's take that off. Turn it off, good. Let's see under the microscope. I could reflow this. I mean, there's no harm in that. Reflow left and right. I know there's got to be other components related to sound here. I'm just not familiar with this board. ASIC, SCSI, Swim. Oh. For now, let's just try reflowing. See if we get any difference here. I'll also try a different video adapter, see if that makes any difference. And this guy needs to bend a little bit so I don't melt him by accident. That is definitely bridged. Don't want that. Try that again with a bit more flex. Bridged again. Don't want that. Okay, let's take a closer look at those sound chips. Now, what do you guys see? I'll try and go by your view. There is a bit of shininess here, but I think that's just flux. Yeah, that's just flux. So that's fine. Other chip. Again, there's some shininess, but I think that's just flux. There, get that one up again. Yeah, that's flux. Nothing connecting between these. There, there. Get the bottoms here if I can. Where are we? Wrong spot. Right. Okay. So that looks fine. A lot of flux again, but if I go there is no bridging, it's just flux for certain. Go to the left. Hardest part is getting this lined up when you're trying to look down at the board to get it lined up and look up at the monitor to make sure it's visible. 3, 4. These are all clear. Okay. And that one. 2, 3. That looks all fine. And that's just the bottom. Over, up, over. There we go. Those look fine. I don't see any sign of bridging on these chips. Let's try that again. After the reflow. Did I? No, that's on. Oh. Did I reintroduce a problem? Really? Seems odd. Definitely crashing. Let me go check. I might have some sockets we can use temporarily. I'd like to try the other ROM just to see if we have the same problem. Boy, what I really need. I'm like 2 rows short. Or I have these ones that are way too long. Either way, I'm doing rework. Why don't I just put them in? Just make sure that's in off position. Off. Let's just grab the original ROMs and throw them in, and we'll take the jumper on and off and see if it makes any difference. Original chips are up here, I believe. Let's see. 2, 3, 4. Okay, what is their order? So, UM9 should be 733. Followed by 734, which I just saw. 734, followed by 735, which I don't see. Followed by 736, which I don't see. Instead, I see 73. Oh, here's 736. Okay. Pin 1 is different than the others. 741. Is that the order? Did I take a photo? I might have been smart enough to take a photo. Let's go see. Yes, I was. So 733 followed by 734 followed by 741 followed by 736. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I don't have any sockets right now, but I would like to try this. So I know these work because this boots up. What I might just do is I might steal these and put them on here. And then these ones we can test later when we have a proper socket. Because right now I don't know if they're one of the reasons why that machine wouldn't boot up. I don't really want to put them on if I have to take them off again. So let's steal the known working ROM off another board. Put our little jumper back. Because these crashes can often happen because the ROM sim socket and the replacement ROM, they just don't quite sit right. It takes a lot of fiddling to figure out how to get them to sit properly. I'd rather just take out these ROMs, which I know work, and put them in instead. So we'll just add some flux or some new solder. Do it in a place where you guys can see even would be nice. Like here. And I better turn on my little fan. I'm hoping you guys can't hear it. I've got the noise canceling turned on again, I believe. Yep. This will take a little while, but it's worth a try because I know these ROMs work. I am now kind of curious if maybe we have a bad sound chip. Because that's exactly the same thing that was happening on the SE30 where one of those Sony chips had gone bad. Is it would make that horrible sound, but otherwise the sound would work. So I'm just adding some fresh solder to make taking these off just a little bit easier. It does make a difference. I have seen it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't care about joins or anything. Just gonna suck it off anyway. Yeah, thinking back, I'm sure when I watched one of Will's live streams on the 2CI Reloaded he had mentioned that there was a silkscreen error. I think it's just been so long, I've forgotten that he had already talked about it. So, kind of my bad for assuming the silk screen was correct and not going back and double checking. Okay. Now, let's get that all sucked off. Do we have suction? Nope. You're still warming up even though you say you're at the right temperature. That's silly. Why is this not working all of a sudden? Nozzle's clear. Try this. Reseat that. Reseat this. Turn back on. What are you doing, bud? Both in a state of ready and not ready. Why? Get my other one out of the way here. Okay. Maybe I had the wrong one plugged in. Let's try it again. Before I forget, let's also take a picture of this set since it's a little bit different than the others. Okay. Almost ready. So when we do another reloaded board, I'm going to have to find another 47.6 to put on there. We're going to be one short now. Clean. That one did. I'll fill this again. Sit longer. Comes clean. That one did not. Sit longer. That's clean. And did not. New flow. Sit longer. And that's clean. That did not. Try that again. Tedious, but necessary. Yeah, there we go. watch is acting up all of a sudden. Okay, you can stop watch. I don't know what you're doing. Everything's gonna act up on me today. This is chip 2. Nope, not that one. There we go. Not that one. We're almost on to chip was 3? Yeah, 3. Just trying to get this one clear. Chip 3. No. Clean. Try again. I'm probably still going to grab the hot air rework. Help it heat up the board while I pop off these ROMs. That one came clean. Not again. Yeah, that's better. Number 4, then we can start popping these guys off. Of course, then we gotta put the back onto the other board. How many legs are these? Let's see. Nope, those are not. One, 2. That did not come clean. Oh, it's in ground plane, no wonder. One more time. That's better. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 32 times 4. That's how many we have to redo here in a minute. All right. Let's see if I turn that on. So since this is going to be another reloaded board, I don't really mind too much if we end up ripping out a via or something here, but do try to avoid it. There we go. It's one. Two. Three. Looks like we'll have to do a little cleanup. And 4. Okay. That gives us our 4 chips, which I'm sure is super hot right now. Hat, lasers. They're there. Plagues aren't too bad, but there are some bits of solder here I want to clean up. Where did my solder braid go? That's not the one I was using, that's in a bag. Where'd the other one go? I saw it. Oh, no, baby. No. Okay, I'll just use a fresh one if I can't find it. Oh, there it is. See, that's what happens. You threatened it with replacement, all of a sudden it shows up again. I do wish I had something better to clamp this with. That's okay. I'll Just keep doing what I was doing. I do need to straighten these out, my goodness. I was apparently not very gentle. So it would seem. I will grab my pin straightener because I will definitely need that. Okay. That should be in here or in here, I think. Let's see. Apparently I need to clean up my drawers again. Things have been moved around too much. Turn into the junk drawers. Everything's mixed together when it's not supposed to be. There we go. All right. Get this guy in without breaking legs, preferably. Oh. Excess solder there. Huh. Weird. Okay. Straighten that out. Straighten that out. Oh moly, that one's really angled. That one looks good. Next. Oh, that's pretty good. Next. That one looks pretty good. Next. This one I think is the most crooked. 76. 76 I think is the second to last one. That leg. That leg. That leg. Oh, pretty bent. Should be better now. Okay. So we'll grab our new board. And I'll pull out the ROM. Pull out the memory again. Just make it easier to work on. There we go. Okay, so looking at our picture, in which one is that? Okay, so the battery's that way. One closest to the battery is 36. No, that can't be the right picture. It is not. Ha. Figured. Okay. So one closest to the RAM slots is 733. So grab 733, which is here. Any points down. There we go. Tack that in. Next one is 734, which is this guy. Pin 1 points down. Okay, who's not fitting? There you go. Okay. That's 2. Next one is 35. 35 is here. I think the legs on this guy are a little bit off. Okay, who's off is the question. Well, that side's going in better. How about this side? Who is not lining up here? Come on. Not quite. Okay, something is off. Who's off? Well, there's a little too much solder on this one for one. And this one. And this one. Okay. Try that again. Still something it doesn't like about this side. For some reason. Where are you hitting? That's fine, that's fine. So it's gotta be these two. Could be that one. There. Try that. Okay, that's going in better. There we go. Just a little too much solder left behind. That's all. Okay. One more, and then we'll tack them all in and try it again. That one went in perfect. Why can't you all cooperate like that? Alright, let's tack this guy in. And we'll try this again. So, microscope. Microscope, microscope, microscope. There you are. Okay. Okay. Get all these guys on, shall we? I'll definitely be ordering some more sockets. I need to get a nice set that has a fair number of various sizes. Because it almost seems like I'm running out of the ones that I need just as I get a new project to start. This is chip number 2 of 4. Chip number 3. Almost there. Oop, I skipped a whole row. I'm not sure how I did that. Terrible. Better. Not getting enough on there. Okay. It's 3 chips. Last one. No, come on. Thank you. Alright, that's all of them. So, we've switched this back to the onboard ROM. What's going on here? Got a little solder ball. That's annoying. Another one over here. We got a solder ball over here. Oh, that's actually on. Let's take that off. There. I don't know why that was even there. Okay. Everything else looks good. So, let's try this again. We'll leave the ROM out. We'll put RAM into both banks. If I can find other RAM to test, I will as well. So I really don't know about this stuff. Let's turn this off so I can hear myself think for 2 seconds. Okay, the ROM select jumper is back on, so that should mean it's selecting the internal, which 73, 74, 75, 76, that looks correct. The overhead view going again. So we've got our RAM repopulated. Oscillators are in place. Our jumper's back in. I doubt we're going to get video right now, but you never know, so I'll plug it in. We've got our adapter board from Will. Alright, power that. Power this. Chime. And crash. You had me going for a second there, buddy. Had me for a second. That's interrupt. That's reset. So it goes for a while before it crashes. It sounds a lot better now. I saw a flash. Let's see if we can capture that on here. Yeah. Did it show up on there? Yeah, that yellow. Interesting. Okay. So, something is still unhappy. The question now is what exactly? There could still be a bridge. Could also not like the RAM. I'm also going to try switching to a different connector here. Got a few, so we've got a few different ones to try. Okay. Nothing on screen, but it's definitely getting a VGA signal because the no signal does not pop up. Ooh, got a different thing there. Okay, interesting. I've got more. I've got lots of these I can try to see if they show me anything different. So that one showed me something different. I'd love to see the actual error instead of just hearing it. Oh, I think I did this one. Nothing. White. So there's a long delay and then it crashes. Let's try this again. Turn this off. Take out this memory. Because I think it's the bank closest to the ROM that it needs to boot, but I'm not certain. Difference. Okay. I should also throw some deoxit in here because these are the original ROM sockets. So if I didn't clean them enough, maybe they still have some crap going on. I need more deoxit because I'm running low since these bottles are the worst in the universe. Let's try the little ones. It's like it's failing the RAM test. If it's failing the RAM test, that's either the RAM or something related to the RAM. Okay. Failed faster. These are bigger sims, so I would say it's failing the RAM test. Failing the RAM test would be which chip? Big white screen. Failing the RAM test. Okay. Failing the RAM test, no video. What would cause that? There's got to be a bridge somewhere, but which chip to look at is the question. Or it could actually be a dead chip too. That is certainly possible. Off. Let's do a closer inspection. So what I want to do, I'm just going to take another look. I'm going to use my headset this time. See what I see. Now I could try and find some more RAM too. I might just what I've seen with the SE30s is this can be a resistor pack that has a bridge. But I know which resistor packs now to look at on an SE30, whereas on this guy I'm not sure where to look. Oh, those legs are all fine. Those legs look fine. There's a hair. Another hair. Look, I don't have that many hairs, so I don't know where you guys are coming from. Those all look fine. could be a VIA. Don't think it's the SCSI, and I don't think it's the swim. Another resistor pack up here. It looks fine. I don't see any bridging on here. Troubleshooting process on these can take quite a while. 5:14. I'm going to have to give up in the next half hour. I've got other things to do today, I'm afraid. We're certainly closer than we were. This is the board that was a white screen, is now at least chiming, but then fails its memory test. These would be for the serial, that is for sound. Are these for video? Wish I knew. I'm not familiar with the board enough to say. I mean, they don't look bridged, so whatever they are, they should be fine. Tempted to give this a go through the ultrasonic cleaner and then try again. But I do suspect there is something bridged. I just haven't found it. The CPU must be working because it's at least initializing. That must be the MDU. MDU. I don't see any bridging here. I don't feel any bridging. I don't feel any loose pins. Nothing stands out. Let me see if I can find a different bank of RAM. And we can swap to that. I do have this SE over here, which I think should be able to steal his memory. It's not much memory. I think it's 1 meg, but you know, it's worth a swap just to see. As long as I don't completely bust these SIM sockets. Hey. Okay. Alright, let's try this batch and see if it's any different. Oh, I doubt it, but it's worth a try. Okie. Okay, Okie, let's see if you function any better. Alright, RAM is in. Does make me wonder if I should try moving the RAM around a little. Let's try this. No, it fails just as quickly. This is really seated well. Don't feel loose. Pink screen. pink screen, though. That's interesting. Something wrong with the RAM. I wonder if my watch is getting sticky with flux, and that's why it's not responding to me. Okay. Well, for the moment I'm stumped. There must be a bridge or bad component, because this RAM is not working. So I very much doubt. I mean, I can throw this stuff in too. I don't think it'll just take longer to fail, I suspect. I don't think that has to be in this one to boot. Let's see. Yeah, this takes a little longer to fail. Okay. At least we cleared up the audio. That was just missing a leg. But something else here is obviously not right, and I just have to narrow down where. Could be one of the resistor packs has gone bad. It's possible. I don't know if I have these values. If they're the same as the SE30, then I should. But which ones would I look at specifically? I need to figure out which of these is related to video, which ones are related to memory. It's also possible I could be having a problem with the oscillators. It may be one or more is not functioning correctly, so it's not getting the right timing. We could try that. I have a little, really? Why do I have hundreds of thousands of alerts on my watch all of a sudden? It's really getting tiresome. Okay. Let's see, we've got other oscillators here. And we could probably remove them without too much fuss. So I wouldn't mind giving that a quick try. We gotta strip this board anyway, so it's, why not? Why not? Okay, so we get the chime, then it fails the memory test, which typically means there's either a bridge on a resistor pack has gone bad, or one of the supporting chips. I don't think it's going to be the bus transceivers. That's unlikely. Maybe the VIA. I don't think it's going to be SCSI or SWIM. It could be a glue chip. MDU. Maybe. All right. First and foremost, let's just try stealing some oscillators and see if it makes any difference whatsoever. People that don't bend the pins back, I really don't like you. Because now I have to do it, and it's pain to do. Put my ROM away. So I should not need that again. I know these ROMs are doing something. You're getting all tangled, so please do not. Right. Where was I looking just this very second? Oh, over here. That's where. Okay. Might as well straighten these two. This is another board that's due to be reloaded, so I do not care about the traces or anything, to be blunt. Which is why I'm fine to use the knife here. I just need something to lever these. Wow, this is really stuck. Okay. Just want something to lever these back into position, because the person that soldered these apparently had a very hard time because they had to bend every friggin' leg. Oh, right. Come on. Okay. No. Yes. No. Yes. 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 No. No. Okay. There we go. That one cleared. That one still did not. It still did not. That one was super stubborn. Guess we'll be hitting it with some more heat and see if we can get it to loosen off. No, didn't get this one either. That one came finally. Nope. All right, let's have it with some heat and try and get it to pop out here. Not my favorite approach for these, but Entry. Okay. Hope the 6 screens are right for these. Ouch. Let's not bend the legs horribly. Don't need to. Got an extractor here. Let's use it. 2, 3. That's the correct one. There's one. Hey, no, thank you. And a 3. Okay. Yeah, I kind of want the other 2 as well here. Let's get them. Nah, you know what? Let's try it with the 3 that we've replaced. See what happens. Any difference at all? Power is on. Flick the thing. On the right position, right? Yes. Nope. Come on. That one was not in the right position, so we didn't want to fry it. How it got flipped, I'm not sure. Okay, those are all in the right position now. Okay, let's try it. Insta crash. Okay. I'm thinking if it's related to the RAM, it's probably one of these 2. So I do want to take these last 2 before I give up. And then I'm calling it a night, I think. Let's see. So I got this guy over here, again with a bent leg. And another bent leg. Might as well look at the other guy while we're here, which is way over here. Where are you? Found you. Okay. Might as well add a little bit to stuff here. Okay, if I got that side, that's fine. Take this off. Nope, that one did not clear. Okay. No, that one's getting more heat too. This. This. Alright, let's try these two and then I call it quits for the night. I'll have to figure it out later. Definitely something about the RAM failing. The question is, what exactly? 40 megahertz, 40 megahertz. Ouch. Yep, something hot. 50 megahertz, 50 megahertz. Okay. All right, I don't think that would make any difference, but it's worth a try. So let's see. Break position. Yes. Yes. Nope. All right, well, that was worth a shot. So that's something we can switch easily. Yellow screen now. Okay. There's definitely either a bad component or a bridge on something. I'm just not sure what at this particular moment. So, all right, more troubleshooting to happen. Thanks to anyone that's joined. Hopefully we'll get this going soon. I will be picking some brains. Might ask Will when he gets a chance or when he gets back. And I'll just keep looking for bridges and try and do some more research online, see what else I can look